Buonasera, hello to my Twickenham group. I have decided to try an experiment. To revisit what we covered during our meeting at Twickenham. And it's an experiment, so let's see how that goes. I am also new to uploading videos on YouTube, so let's see how this goes. So the first thing we covered last time we met was that a noun and an adjective need to agree in gender and number. So if the noun is masculine, the adjective also has to be masculine. For example, il soldato coraggioso, the brave soldier. The soldier is masculine, and you will see that the soldier and brave both end in O. But in the plural, I soldati coraggiosi, the soldiers and brave both end in I, which is the plural. And let's take a feminine. La ragazza sportiva, the sporty girl. La ragazza obviously is feminine, the girl is sporty. So you will see that both the noun and the adjective end in A. And then in the plural, the girls, the sporty girls, le ragazze sportive, so both the girls and sporty both end in E. And I just thought I'd recap the first and second person singular and plural of the verb. So, for example, I eat an apple, io mangio una mela, and you eat an apple, tu mangi una mela. This is to say that the verb also has to agree with the subject in number. So if it's I, then you have to use the I form of the verb, mangio, with an O. But if it's you need to use mangi, which ends in I, which is the you form of the verb. I'm going to skip he, she, and it, and they for now. I'll just go to we, noi. We eat an apple, noi mangiamo una mela. So the first person plural, we, the verb has to end in amo, mangiamo una mela. And then the second person plural, you plural, I, voi mangiate una mela. So you need to pay attention to the end of the verb. Then we also covered the pronunciation of the letters C and G. So just to recap, they can sound k or ch and g and j depending on the letter that follows. So C and G, if they're followed by A, O, or U, sound like cat and got, k and g. But if they are followed by an I or an E, they sound like a ch and a j. So to make them sound hard like k and g when they are followed by an I and an E, it's possible, but you have to write an H between the C and the I or E and between the G and the I or E. For example, CHI sounds ki, and it means who. And for example, GHIRO is pronounced ghiro, and that's the word for dormouse. If this was Spanish, C and H would sound ch, but in Italian, C and H sound k. We also covered the idea of palatalization, which is a way of sounding a vowel, the L or the N, by pressing the tongue on your palate. So, for example, the sound L, which is the letter L, if I push my tongue against the palate, I get the sound L. These sounds are written differently in Italian. For example, A-double-L-O, allo, means to the. If I say ala, A-L-A, it's wing. But if I say aglio, can you hear the difference between ala and aglio? Aglio, which means garlic, is spelled A-G-L-I-O. The same thing for the letter N. If I say ragno, that's R-A-G-N-O, that means spider. If I say rana, R-A-N-A, that means frog. So rana, ragno. So the difference, it's different, it's spelled differently, but it's also, the way you pronounce it is also different. The way you make that sound in your mouth is also different. Then we covered some personal pronouns. The subject pronoun, first person, is io, I, which is written io. And you is tu, tu. That's when it's a subject. So when the subject is the one who is doing the action. In the example I'm going to give you, the action is seeing, but it could be eating or driving or anything else. So io vedo means I see, but if the pronoun is not the subject, it's an object, then it has different forms. There's an accented form, which is te for you as an object. So I see you would be io vedo te, not io vedo tu, because tu can only be a subject. I see you, when you is an object, can be te, or the much more common version, the everyday colloquial version, is ti. It comes earlier in the sentence and it is not accented. So io vedo te, I see you, but in everyday language, io ti vedo, io, I, ti, you, and then vedo, I see you. And then vice versa, if I'm saying you see me, now again, we don't say you see I, we say you see me. So me, there are two forms for me. The accented one, which is me, emi, tu vedi me, you see me. But in everyday language, we don't really say tu vedi me. We use the unaccented form of me, which comes earlier in the sentence, and that is me written am I. So tu mi vedi, you me see, you see me. Then we covered what are called the articulated prepositions. For example, if I say the boy's book, we don't have that S in Italian, so you always have to say the book of the boy. So of is di, and the article for boy is il, but it would be quite, it wouldn't sound easy to say il libro di il ragazzo, the book of the boy. So those two, the preposition di and the article il, merge. They become del. So in everyday spoken language, and actually even in writing, the boy's book will be il libro del ragazzo, but that del is a merge between di and il. The feminine, the girl's book, il libro di la ragazza. Nobody says di la ragazza, and di and la merge and they become della. Il libro della ragazza, the girl's book. Now for the plural, the children's book or the boy's book, il libro di I ragazzi, di I of the merges and it becomes dei, D-E-I, il libro dei ragazzi, and the girls' book, the book that belongs to the girls, il libro di le ragazze. But again, we don't say or even write di le, so di and le merge and become delle. Il libro delle ragazze. Notice the pronunciation of the double consonant, delle, not dele, which is would be a single L, but that word doesn't actually exist. Delle with a double L. Then we moved on, or we also talked about the article, the masculine determinative article, the. There are different forms. The most used one is il, and in the plural it's I. That's the most used one. But if a word begins with PS or X or an impure S, which is an S followed by a consonant or a Z, then we would use the article lo, allo. The plural of lo is li. That's actually a palatalised L. So it's not li, it's li, G-L-I, li. If a noun begins with a vowel, we would use lo, but we truncate it. So we basically drop the O and put an apostrophe there. So you would say l'anno, L'apostrophe A-N-N-O, the year, or l'animale, L'apostrophe animale, l'animale, the animal. And that's all for tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in September. Bye. Good night.